Thanks. All right. Good evening, everybody. My name is Julie. Welcome to Gentle Evening Yoga through Cancer Support Community. So glad that you're all here. Please remember, don't do anything that hurts. Don't do anything that feels very uncomfortable. Tonight is floor yoga. So we're just gonna do what we can do. And even if you're in a chair, you can modify if you're comfortable and familiar with that. Okay. So Happy New Year. When it comes to New Year, a lot of people make resolutions. I prefer to make intentions or to create intentions for each day, for each week, and of course for the new year. For me, resolutions, it's a little bit too harsh. And I think that from what I've studied and everything that I know, that if you would like to make a change, any type of change, lifestyle change, whether it's, physical health or, a goal that you have, whatever the situation is, studies have shown that the people that have the most success are the ones that come from a place of kindness and compassion towards themselves. So not that idea of punishment, not that idea of, willpower, none of that, but basically they support whatever change they'd like to make by showing themselves loving kindness, patience. Okay, so just keep that in mind. And we do the best that we can, reach out for assistance when we need to. And our yoga practice, and if you have a meditation practice, it really supports that idea of treating your body with loving kindness. That's how we practice yoga. And that's certainly one of the tenets of different types of meditation is loving kindness meditation or metta meditation. So let's think about it that way. We're going to come to it from a place of loving kindness for our bodies. The word discipline in the context of yoga or any other type of practice simply means creating a habit. Discipline does not mean punishment. So let's keep that in mind as we create a space for ourselves to feel comfortable creating ease in our yoga asana this evening. Okay, so take a seated posture any way that you feel like it. You could sit cross-legged up on a cushion like I do. You could sit with your legs out in front of you. You choose, but it's your choice. What we would like to do, however, is sit up tall. So underneath your tissue on your back end, you have sit bones, okay? And what we'd like to do is sit to the front of the sit bones, not to the back of the sit bones. When you sit to the back of your sit bones, your tailbone tucks under. So you can tell that your pelvis isn't even, it's tilted back, right? The bottom end of it's coming down. So try to think about leaning a little forward and sitting more to the front of your sit bones, right? Maybe even moving the flesh of your back end back behind you a little bit with your hands. So once you found a comfortable seated posture, let's line our shoulder joints over our hip joints. So that means we have to actually sit up tall, and it feels like we're leaning our torso back, but we're actually not. This is correct posture. Let's line those shoulder joints up over the hip joints. Kind of roll the shoulders back a few times because we tend to round our backs and lean or hunch forward. And then just relax the hands on your thighs. So the front of the chest, the upper chest is open, and the shoulder joints are lined up over the hip joints. You may feel some action between the abdominal muscles and the back muscles here when you're seated tall, and that's correct. Sitting is not resting, right? We want to be lifted, we want to be engaged, but we don't want to be tense. So let the shoulders soften away from the ears. See if you can keep the chest wide. You can rest your hands any way you like. Feel your body sitting. Notice the pressure of the bottom of you against the cushion or the floor that you're sitting on. Whether it's your legs, your hips, any part of you that you can feel against the floor. Notice that, what that sensation is. You can close your eyes if you like. And notice any other sensations you feel as your body sits. Sit and know you're sitting from how it feels. How your hands feel, how your legs feel. You can notice any cool or warmth on your skin or any part of your body. Any feelings of pressure or tingling. This brings us inside. This brings us into our body, connected. We can think all kinds of thoughts about our body, but let's just see if we can feel our body. Where do you feel tense? Can you relax those areas? Feel your body breathing now in its natural pace, natural rhythm. Often when we're asked to focus on our breath, we change it. Let's see if we can just let it do its thing. The body breathes itself. As you focus on how the breath feels in your body, you can maybe soften or relax different parts of your body a little bit more. Notice the sensation of your breath wherever you feel it. This could be at your belly, at your chest, at your nostrils, your throat. So thinking of your intention for practice this evening, the reason that you've come to your mat, we're going to pretend that we're going to light a candle inside of us the way that you would light a candle to honor something or honor someone. Light a candle deep inside to honor whatever your intention is. And then let the whole body breathe. Imagine all the parts of your body are breathing through the pores in your skin, in and out, the bottom, the top, the sides, as if the whole body is engaged in each breath. The candle stays lit. We engage our whole body with the intention. And then when you're ready, you can open your eyes. If you've had them closed, let's take our hands to heart center for just a minute. And we can reconnect with that candle that we lit or with that intention that we have anytime during our practice this evening. So sitting nice and tall with your palms together, let's inhale, bringing the palms up overhead, and exhale, release the fingertips down, arms out to the sides. We're just going to do that a few times with our breath. Inhale, the palms up. Exhale, reach the arms out to the sides, bring the fingertips down towards the hips. And go at your own pace here. Your body breathes at its own rhythm, so you have the option to just go with that. Match the movements up to the breath. Or in some instances, the breath to the movements. But the more we bring them in sync, the more balanced we might feel. I don't know. You can see how it feels for you this evening. And maybe just one more like this, inhaling and exhale. Sitting up nice and tall, keeping the left fingertips against the floor or the mat, and reaching the right fingertips up towards the sky. So as if you're reaching one hand down and one hand up, you can feel the whole rib cage lift. And then let's switch, inhaling and exhaling, one set of fingertips down, one set up. And do this a few times, inhaling to switch, exhale, reach. Inhaling, exhaling, reach down and up at the same time. Inhale and exhale. Woo. Inhale, exhale. Nice. And release down. So roll those shoulders back. Take your hands together in front of you. You can clasp your fingers or you can press the palm of one hand against the back of the other. Either way, we're going to push both palms up towards the ceiling as we reach down into our sit bones. So we don't want to squeeze our shoulders up near our ears so our head is free. Reach down through your sit bones and up through your palms. Inhale here. Exhale, fingertips behind the ears. Move your skull back into your fingertips. Stretch your elbows. Whew. Let's do those together. Inhale, press the palms up. And exhale, fingertips behind the ears, widen the elbows. Nice. Do that a few more times. Inhale up. Exhale, stretch. Inhale up. And exhale, stretch. Very good. Let's inhale the palms up now. And when we exhale, bring the hands out in front at shoulder height, palms facing in. Good. So nice stretch for the back of the shoulders. Let's put these together. Inhale, press the palms up. Exhale, bring the hands out in front, palms facing in. Nice. Beautiful. Go at your own pace with these. Remember, every time you reach up with your hands or the crown of your head, you're reaching down through your sit bones, lengthening the spine, stretching out. Great job. Nice. Just breathing. Beautiful. Now we're going to separate the hands. We're going to lift the hands up, fingertips rising up. And as we exhale, we're going to bend the elbows and turn our chest to the right. Now, when you turn to the right, think of your shoulders staying in line. Keep the nice frame. Inhale back to center, fingertips up. Exhale, bend the elbows and turn the chest in the other direction, keeping the shoulders in line. Good. And do this a few more times. Now remember, if you're not comfortable raising your arms all the way overhead, or there are some movements that just aren't working for you this evening, then modify, change them. Because right now, this is pretty much about the turn, the twist of the torso. Inhale up. And we're not twisting very far because in order to twist, we need to use our hips a little bit more. And when we're cross-legged, they don't move as easily. So you may feel one hip coming forward when you turn, and that's natural. That's what we want to feel. Great. Now inhale your fingertips up, and as you exhale, bring the hands down and walk the fingertips behind you. So you're supporting your chest, your torso with your hands that are behind you. You can turn your fingers out. You can do this any way that works for you. Keep the elbows bent. Gently lift your chest or your heart up just a little bit. So it's a little bit of a back bend here. You might feel that you can relax your thighs and your knees when you do this, as your torso is supported by the strength of your arms. This way, the abdominals can release on the front of the body. Big chest opener, gorgeous. Now let's walk those hands in. Come back to tall, reach up through those arms. Inhale here. Exhale, hinge forward, placing your fingertips on the floor in front of you. So you're hinging, which means your chest is up and your spine is long, okay? Let's walk the fingertips over to the left side. We're still lengthening, so we're kind of lifting up and through and forward with our rib cage, not trying to hunch over or bend over too far. The hinge is predominantly at the hips. Inhale the fingertips back, nice long spine, and exhale to the other side. And you don't have to bend very far forward, it's okay. Go at your own pace. Nice. And then come back to the center position. So now we want to bend the back a little bit, right? We want to bend. We want to do a forward bend. So begin to pull your belly button back towards your spine and maybe bring the palms of the hands down. Good. And then keep moving the whole rib cage back behind you. Feel the back round a little bit and release the head. You don't need to drop the head to gravity. Just want to release it a bit so it feels comfortable, so your neck feels relaxed. by drawing the rib cage and the belly back, back, back towards the spine, we create this forward bend, nice and easy. Walk your hands back in close to your front foot, on the fingertips if you like, and then lift your heart and roll the shoulders back and come back up to the tall position. Awesome. Great job. So let's put some of these movements together before we move out of the seated position, okay? Hands to heart center. We're going to start either clasping the hands or pressing, palms to the ceiling. Inhale. Nice. Exhale, fingertips behind the ears. Woo. Inhale, pressing the hands up. Exhale, bring them in front, palms face in. Woo. Very nice. Okay, here come those twists. Inhale, the fingertips up. And exhale, turn the chest. You can bring the hands to goalpost or float them down. Whatever feels comfortable as long as the spine is long. The next inhale, you come back to the center. And exhale to the other side. Maybe you like these twists. We'll do them again. Inhale up. And exhale. Keep nice and tall spine when you twist. Inhale. And exhale. As you bring your chest back to the front, just bring your hands behind your back. You can clasp them or hold on to your thumbs. Try not to straighten out or lock out the elbows. Lift the heart, maybe squeeze your shoulder blades together a little bit. So we're opening the front of the shoulders, the front of the chest, and we're going to move from this movement to the forward bend. So inhale here. Exhale, begin to pull the belly and the rib cage back behind you as you walk the hands out and let the spine round just a bit. It's not about getting any part of your body to the floor like your chest or your face. It's about feeling the rib cage and the belly move back, feeling the spine stretch. And then gently walk the hands in, look up with your face and your heart, and walk the hands back up. Great job, great job. Just want to do a little side bending before we move on to all fours. So take your fingertips to the floor, on either side of your hips. Roll the shoulders back again, shoulders over hips, right? So we're engaging the belly and the back. We're going to lift the right hand up and bring it up and over, walk the left fingertips out. So this is a nice big stretch, and don't glue your hips to the floor or the mat. You don't have to do that. As you reach, just think about stretching the side of your rib cage away from that hip, and then switch. Inhale up, bring it over. So it's almost as if you're stretching taffy with that rib cage there, kind of opening up that space. Beautiful. And then go back and forth, inhaling and exhaling, really feeling that. And because our chest is lifted and our heart is open to the front, we definitely know that the abdominals are working. We have to keep hugging the front waist into the spine and hugging the spine forward into the front waist. Good. Inhaling and exhaling. The part of your spine where your rib cage is, your thoracic spine, has a lot of capacity for side bending. And you may even notice that if you feel comfortable in this motion, when you do your side bend, I'm side bending to the left, my heart will turn to the right, right? So you revolve. So as I side bend over to the right, my rib cage revolves to the left, just a little bit. Maybe you notice that. Inhale and exhale. It's the law of side bending and rotation in your thoracic spine. So it may feel very natural to you. And again, it doesn't matter how far over your head your arm goes. Okay? That doesn't really matter. It's just the side bend that we're looking at. You can keep your hand anywhere that works for you. Awesome. Just one more. Oof. Oh my. Okay. And the last thing we'll do seated is roll. So what we're doing now is we're rocking across the bottom of our hips. So our spine is actually tall. It's not bending, right? But you're making a circle across the bottom of your hips, right? Like you're stirring a pot of soup, and your spine is the wooden spoon, right? The handle of the wooden spoon. And make sure you rock in the other direction. So we're just making these circles. This circular movement comes from Kundalini yoga practice. And it's said that if you have difficulty sleeping, this rocking and circular motion can create a release of serotonin in your body. So that may help you sleep better. So, and feels really good when you're sitting in a chair too. So I definitely recommend. All right, great job, everybody. Woo-hoo-hoo. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna do is come on to all fours. I'm gonna move my cushion out of the way. All right. So can you pad your knees on all fours? Sure you can. Okay, sure you can. It's perfectly fine. You can even, pull the mat in and make a fold and put your knees there. So there's plenty of ways that you can do that. So what I do is I line my knees up underneath my hip joint. So my knees are hips width apart. Now, when it comes to your hands and wrists, we want to make sure that the heel of the palm lines up with the top edge of the shoulder on each side, each hand. So your hands are shoulders width apart. And your wrists aren't directly underneath the shoulder joint, slightly forward. Spread the fingers a bit, just comfortable enough for you. And then turn your inner elbow creases to look at each other. This moves the weight and the pressure to the inner part of each hand, the base of the index finger and thumb. And you can grip with the pads of your fingers. Now we're gonna release our rib cage down towards the floor. The shoulders are gonna roll back and the tailbone's gonna lift. So this is cow pose. The belly hangs down, the heart stretches forward and up. So the spine feels like it's sagging or collapsing down. Just breathe. This stretches the whole front of your waist. You can feel that with each breath. Take a nice inhale here. As you exhale now, lift the back of your rib cage way up towards the ceiling. Lift it, lift it, lift it. You feel your tailbone begin to tuck down. And you can relax your head down. This is cat pose. We're painting the front of our waist to the inside of our spine, creating a big arch like a Halloween cat. Again, keep your inner elbow creases looking at each other so that you can avoid any strain in the wrists or outer part of the hands. Let's go back and forth with cat and cow pose. Inhale. Let the spine sag, shoulders roll back, tailbone lifts, belly hangs down. Exhale, lift the back of the rib cage up, around the spine, and go back and forth. Inhaling and exhaling, one to the other. You're more than welcome to hold one for a couple breaths if you really like the way that stretch feels tonight. These movements complete the 6 positions of the spine, right? The 6 movements of the spine that are really great to do every day. That is side bending to the right and left, twisting to the right and left, and we did both of those seated, and then this flexion and extension of the spine. So now we've done all 6 movements of the spine. We have happy backs. Okay, after the cat cow, come back to the all fours position, and I'd like you to begin to slide your hips back towards your heels, and then slide them forward again. So we're just going to take our time with this knee flexion. Sit the hips back, slide them forward. Good. Sit the hips back, slide them forward. Take your time because your hips may not go all the way to your heels, and they don't have to. All right. You need to do what works for you. I have arthritis in both knees. I'm very mindful about how much flexion I do with my knees, and it takes them a while to warm up. So once you've warmed up a bit here and can sit the hips back towards the heels. Now, some folks may tuck their toes under and reach back because their hips don't go back that far. If that feels comfortable to you, that's great. Or you can put the tops of your feet down, whatever works. And as you sit the hips back, reach the arms out a little further. So you really feel like you're stretching from your hips all the way through the sideways, through the arms, through the armpits. Keep your head between your upper arms. Good. Now we're going to take an inhale here. And as we exhale, walk your hands over to the left corner of your mat or off the left corner of your mat. Now you can keep your elbows off the floor and your arms straight, or you can put your forearms on the floor. It's whatever you feel like this evening, okay? This is a big stretch for the right side of your waist. Breathe into your right ribs. Your right lung, breathe. Notice how your body feels. Notice how your breath feels. And then when you're ready, inhale here. Exhale, move the hands back to the center, front position, reaching out. Inhale here, exhale them over off the right corner of the mat. So now this time we're stretching the left side of our waist, and you can keep your elbows off the floor or put your forearms on the floor. It depends on how you're feeling. You don't have to rest your head on the floor or anything like that. You want the neck to feel comfortable and neutral. Breathe into your left ribs. Breathe into your left lung. Feel your body. Feel your breath. And then gently move your hands back in front of you, stretching out once again, okay? So we're gonna do a little bit more here, all right? So as you're stretching your arms out and reaching your hips back, your arms are nice and straight, okay? Here we go. Inhale, slide your torso forwards, your heart comes over those hands, good. And then as you exhale, bend your elbows and lower your body down, good. Now we want to move back into what is extended child's pose where we just were. So keep the elbows tucking in and pulling back towards your feet. Tuck your toes under. Slide your hands even back a little more if you feel the need, okay? And on an exhale, puff your belly and push yourself back into all fours and back into extended child's pose. Ready? Inhale here. Exhale, push up all fours and back to extended child's pose. Good, nice. Let's do that again, okay? Inhale forward. This is knee down plank. You can always do full plank if you like. Exhale, bend the elbows, lower the body down. Good. Keep those shoulder blades connecting a bit, elbows drawing back. When you're ready, inhale here. Exhale, push, puff your belly away from the floor and press your body in. Great job. Let's do just 2 more of these. Inhale forward. Exhale, lower. Great job. When you're ready on the next inhalation, puff up, push with those arms. Good job, everybody. It's okay if it takes you a little bit longer. Don't worry about it, all right? Rest when you need to. You don't have to do any more of these if you don't want to, okay? It's your practice. And on the next exhale, push back. Great job. Very nice, very nice. So let's come back to the all fours position. Now, some folks have blocks, which they may use to make up for the space between their hand and the floor. So if you have blocks or you have any kind of books that are the same height, you can grab those. I have some blocks over here. So again, it's up to you. You can use anything you've got at your disposal, okay? All right, as long as it's steady. All right, we definitely want to use something that's not going to fall on us. So you may need them, you may not, okay? So from the all fours position, once again, inner elbow creases looking at each other. Inhale here. Now, as you exhale, pull your belly in, so round your spine a little bit. Inhale once more. And then when you exhale, bring your right knee forward and step your right foot forward. This may take you a couple tries. You can even use your hand behind your calf to help you. So now we have this front right foot forward and the right knee and right ankle line up. Place your fingertips underneath the shoulders. Now, this is where the blocks can come in handy. You can put your fingertips on books or blocks or anything you have. We do this so that we can extend our spine long and not hunch over our front leg. So if you can, use anything you've got in order to help keep the spine long, go ahead and do that, okay? Maybe you don't need them at all. You can lengthen your spine with your hands on the floor. Good. Feel a nice long spine. That's all you need. Now, for those of you who, want to do a little bit more, you can tuck the left toes under and extend the left leg back behind you by bringing the knee off the floor and straightening the leg. When you do this, however, you still have to keep the back flat and long. So again, maybe if you come up higher with your lunge, you want to use your blocks. It just feels good. Blocks are not a crutch. Using yoga props just makes you feel better in each pose. So why wouldn't you? Nice job. Inhale here, exhale, lower that knee. Beautiful job. So we have the right foot forward. We're going to keep the left hand on the floor underneath the left shoulder. And again, you can use your block if you have one, or a book, or something to place your fingers on. So I have my left hand on the floor. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this right hand and I'm going to roll the right shoulder back and turn my heart to the right. I've got my right hand on my right hip, my left hand on the floor. You can pull your belly in a little bit more. But again, think about that nice frame with your shoulders, one shoulder above the other, because that's where the twist really happens, at the upper back. Great job. If you like, you can extend your right fingertips up towards the sky. Good. Now, if you turn your heart a little bit more towards the ceiling, right, with your shoulders still in a nice frame, then you can look with your eyes and your face the same direction your heart is pointing. So you don't need to turn your neck and look up towards the ceiling. Look where your heart is pointing. That's a beautiful place to be. Awesome. Nice twist. Good, good, good. Inhale here. Exhale. Let's bring this right hand down next to the left hand to the inside of the right foot. And again, you can use your block or blocks to put your hands up. I'm going to walk my right foot out a little bit and even maybe widen the right knee and come onto the outer edge of the right foot, just a little, if it feels good and helps you make the stretch more easeful, okay? Because this is a big hip opener. So some folks, they use a block. Some folks do not use a block. Some folks can continue hinging. In other words, they don't round their spine. They hinge with a longer spine and bend their elbows a little bit. So everyone's a little different in this gecko type lunge. So it's a big hip opener. You'll definitely feel it later. Your hips will feel nice and open. Good. Let's walk the hands back more in towards the center. Inhale here, and as you exhale, step that right foot back. Take a minute, swish your hips around. Do you notice any difference in the way the right side and the left side feel? Maybe? Okay. So let's work on the other side from the all fours position. You're going to pull the belly button in, around the back a little bit. Inhale here. And then as you exhale, step the left foot forward towards the left thumb. We're going to line the left knee and ankle up directly, okay? And hinge with the fingertips on the floor. And again, use your blocks or books or whatever you have, Tupperware, whatever you have, as long as it's not going to slide away from you. We want to, in this lunge position, lengthen the spine as much as we can. So use whatever you've got so you can feel that. Yoga is about how we feel, not about how we think about ourselves or how we judge ourselves. You're good. You're great just as you are. Very good. And you know what? If you find this uncomfortable with the front leg, you can even walk the left foot out a little wider. You have some options. Make a few adjustments. Just keep the alignment, knee and ankle in line, spine nice and long. And if you'd like, you can tuck the right toes under and extend the right leg straight back behind you with the knee off the floor. Again, you may find that blocks or books, wherever you have, really work for you here in that they lift your chest a little and help you lengthen your spine. You can feel a lot of work in that back leg, stretching through the calf, particularly, or maybe even the bottom of the foot. Beautiful, that's what I say. Just breathe, lengthen the spine. Again, you don't have to take your knee off the ground. You can keep it on the ground. It's okay, it's all good. Let's place it back. Okay, so now we're going to do that twist. Again, you can use a block or a book or a cushion. So the right hand stays on the block or on the floor, right fingertips underneath the right shoulder. And then we roll the left shoulder back and turn the heart to the left. Good, this is a nice twist. We want to make sure our shoulders feel okay, so roll them both back. Push away from the ground with those right fingertips or that right hand, however you place your hand. Good. You can walk the left foot out a little bit more to the left if you need more space. Great. Keep rolling both shoulders back. Keep both shoulder joints in line. And if you like, you can definitely take the left fingertips toward the sky. So your heart is turning to the left. Let your face look where your heart is pointing. This is a beautiful twist. Lunging and twisting, breathing. Whew. Inhale here. Exhale, bring that left hand down and walk both your hands over to the right. So both your hands are on your blocks or whatever you have, or the floor, to the inside of this left foot. And again, if you want to widen the left knee out, come onto the outer edge of the left foot a little bit because it's more comfortable, you can go ahead and do that. All right. Or you can keep the foot where it is. Just make sure that this knee is not over the ankle. Okay. It should be behind the ankle or lined up directly above the ankle. So we're going to walk these hands out to the right. Nice long spine. So come up on a cushion or blocks, whatever you have to keep the spine long. Those of you that can hinge without hunching your back can bend the elbows a little bit here. You're going to feel more sensation in the stretch, but that's up to you. Everyone's a little different here, but we don't want to sacrifice the spine. We want to keep the spine happy and long. Just breathe. Notice what your body's feeling. You're doing great. Great. And you're ready to walk those hands in a little bit more towards the middle of the mat. Inhale here. Exhale, step that back foot back. Just swish your hips. Feel that. Oh, so nice. Okay, we're at the end here. So now you get to lie on your back. So if you have a blanket or cushions that you want to use, put under your head for Shavasana, you can definitely do that. Coming to the middle part of the mat, I'm going to come down one vertebrae at a time. Nice. Always like laying down on the mat. And very gently bring one knee in towards your chest and then the other. Good. Just going to rock a little bit in circles across the back of our hips and lower back. Nice and easy. And then go the other way. Great job. Now, because we did some hip opening, your hips should feel pretty good, and we can see how that works in happy baby pose, okay? So let's bend the knees with the bottom of the feet facing the ceiling. Okay, put your left hand inside your left leg or left thigh, right hand inside the right leg. So use your hands to hold on to your left and right shins. The bottom of your feet are flat and facing the ceiling, and your knees are bent as comfortably as they can be. So once you're gently holding on to your shins, what I'd like you to do is use your arms to widen your legs apart and gently let gravity pulling the weight of your arms down help you bend your knees out to the right and left of your chest. So this is referred to as happy baby or dead bug or the birthing pose, okay? The key with this pose is to let the spine remain long and try not to curl the back of the hips way up off the mat. And this can be challenging, so you just do the best you can. Now, if it's not comfortable for you to hold on to your shins or above your ankle, put your hands around and behind the thighs and just gently draw the thighs in, down, out wide and down. So a lot of people do this pose in a lot of different ways. We did mighty hip openers there in those lunges, and hopefully this pose should feel very comfortable for you. So it doesn't matter what you're holding on to. Some of you with experience may be holding on to your big toes or your outer feet, and that's great as long as you can keep a long spine. Okay? Take a few breaths here in happy baby. Celebrating our strength and flexibility, which is a wonderful thing. Good. And then we can release this pose, bring the knees together, and bring the feet to the floor. Nice, awesome. So with your feet on the floor and your knees bent, walk your feet and your knees as far away from each other as they will go. So it might even be off your mat. So feet and knees wide. Take your arms out to the sides, nice and easy. And inhale here, exhale, Bring both knees over to the left. You're going to feel a big stretch in the front of the right hip and side. This is called windshield wipers. And then when you're ready, inhale the knees up. They're still wide apart, so your feet. And then exhale as you twist your lower half to the right, bringing your knees over to the right. And you're going to feel a big stretch in the front of the left hip and side. Good. Now you can go back and forth with these as you breathe, or you can take it to one side and hold. It's completely up to you. You may feel you really need these stretches. If you do a lot of sitting during the day, this is a great stretch to do because it opens up the front of each hip and the quadricep, the thigh muscle on the front. So this is great. If you do a lot of sitting, it's nice to open up the hips. Ooh. When we did our lunges, we were opening up the front of our hips as well, which is great. Awesome. Beautiful. Okay. And then we're going to walk those feet in. So knees are bent, feet are on the floor. So I'm going to ask you to bring your right knee in and put your right foot and ankle over the top of your left thigh and widen your knee out. Okay, so you have a number 4 is what you've got, right? The right foot is flexed, knee is bent, and place your hands on the floor somewhere where you feel stable and just rock across the back of your hips with the right foot and ankle crossed over the left thigh. Just rock back and forth. Now, you're going to know how far you can rock, but keep that right ankle magnetized to that left side, okay? So keep some work going on there with the muscular strength in the right leg. So what this does is twisting, moving, and just this position in general stretches your piriformis, which connects from your lower spine through your gluteal tissue to your upper thigh bone. So your piriformis, if it's overly tight, can press on your sciatic nerve. So this is a nice gentle way to kind of stretch that piriformis without getting too crazy with it, okay? And then we're going to switch. So this is the gentlest way, one of the gentlest ways to do it. Let's cross the left foot and ankle over the top of the right thigh, widen the left knee to the left, keep the left foot flexed, and then begin to rock from side to side. It can be little, it can be big. Again, you have the left ankle magnetized to the right thigh. Okay, so they don't slip away from each other as you gently rock across the back of your hips. Good. We hold stress traditionally in our shoulders and in our hips. And the stress in our shoulders may represent worry or anticipation of what's to come, or what's expected in the future. And the stress in the hips, they say, can be due to not letting things go. So they refer to your hips as like the junk drawers of your body that it's hard to clean out, right? And just let things go. That's an interesting thoughts to think about, right? Beautiful, great job. And uncross, you can bring your knees into your chest once more if you like. And now it's time for your Shavasana, even if you only do it for a few minutes or 5 minutes, or if you can do it longer. Shavasana, you can do lying down. You can bend your knees, feet on the floor, knock your knees together, put a pillow underneath your head. You can stretch your legs out, roll a towel or a blanket underneath the back of the knees that make it more comfortable for you. Always, you could put anything underneath your head if you want to. The point is to kind of see if you can let the body relax against the support of the floor. Some folks do Shavasana lying on their side. I often do that. You can do that as well. But let's just kind of relax in Shavasana. You don't need to have the arms in too tight or out too far. Just where you feel okay, palms up. Just let the legs relax. Take some nice in-breaths and out-breaths. Close your eyes if you want to. And see if you can let go of different parts of your body each time you exhale. So maybe you inhale and you're thinking about your calves. Exhale and let them go. Let the ground support them. So choose different parts of your body as you breathe. Inhale and note the part of the body. Exhale, let it go. This includes the muscles of your face and jaw, too. It's okay if you have to use deeper breaths to let go. In Shavasana, just simply feel the body. Feel the relaxation that you're creating, the heaviness, any sensation. You could also focus on the feeling of the body breathing. Thank you for joining me for yoga practice this evening. May we all find peace, no matter what we are given. Enjoy your Shavasana. Namaste, my friend.